Jim actually started fighting with Theo. What on earth is going on here? Just a moment ago, Jim called Theo. He asked him if his bone tempering speed has dropped a lot. Indeed, because his physical body and vital energy have both reached the limits of a non-martial artist. So Jim suggested Theo to use strengthening elixir to bathe. It can accelerate the speed of bone tempering. But Sun City doesn't sell this thing. He exchanged a few bottles from the school and sent them to Theo. 3 bottles for 550,000. What? So expensive? Sure enough, martial artists are made with money. He must make sure to practice diligently. This money must not be wasted. With the blessing of strengthening elixir, after a month of hard training, Theo's vital energy unexpectedly increased to 170. The results of the martial arts examination have finally been released. Theo's family stared nervously at the computer screen. Theo scored 85 in professional courses, 98 in practical testing. Wow! These scores will definitely make both martial art universities fight for him. At this moment, Jim sent a message. He said he has arrived at Sun City to meet Theo. What could be the reason for the older brother to take the initiative to meet? Theo found Jim. He didn't expect Jim to punch him as soon as he came up. What's this about? Not bad. It seems that he has completed the second time bone tempering. Let's have a sparring session then. Before Theo could even refuse, Jim had already punched him with an uppercut, sending him flying. With your current standing meditation practice, you still want to learn battle tactics? After saying that, he jumped up and threw a flying kick. Theo quickly leaped backwards. That was close. He avoided it. You do have quick reflexes. Not at all. It was thanks to your guidance. Jim charges towards Theo again. Take a shot, Jim said. When they first met, he thought Theo was quite ordinary. But he didn't expect that in just 2 short months, he had actually completed the second time bone tempering. This talent surprised Jim a lot. Theo felt embarrassed by all this praise. So, Jim hopes Theo can join martial art university. So that's it. He's here to poach people. Faced with the generous offer made by Jim, and with the terrifying resources of the 2 major martial art universities, how will Theo choose in the end? Just now, Jim suggested that Theo join the martial art university he is in. He said he is the president of the martial arts club at the martial art university. He can help Theo get all the resources for free before the 3rd stage. Before the 3rd stage, just the bone tempering pill and vital energy pill alone would cost tens of millions. This is quite a sum. But Jim also did not force Theo to say that, with his qualifications, he can enter the 2 prestigious martial art universities. This is not the first time Theo has heard about the 2 prestigious martial art universities. Are they really that good? Of course, Jim explained. The resources allocated to the 2 major martial art universities nationwide each year are astronomical figures. Moreover, there are countless strong individuals and celebrities who graduate from these 2 universities. This will also provide strong financial support to the alma mater. Therefore, they can provide bone tempering pills and vital energy pills for free to every new student every year when they break through the 1st stage. It costs at least 800 million a year. Truly wealthy and generous. Another difference is the amount of tasks. Aside from school subsidies, all remaining resources have to be sought after by oneself. At ordinary martial art universities, like the Southern River Martial Art University where he is, the workload is very light. Sometimes there are no tasks available to take on. But the 2 major martial art universities are different. One is located in the political center, and the other is in the commercial center. Both are in big cities. There are so many tasks that they can't be completed. The rewards are also very generous. But most importantly, it's the quality of the teaching staff. This is something that ordinary martial art universities cannot reach. The minimum requirement for teachers at a martial art university is the 3rd stage, and becoming a master requires the 4th stage. While the 2 major martial art universities have a minimum requirement of the 4th stage for their teachers, the number of masters at the 5th or 6th stage is countless. According to the information, Moto Martial Art University has 4 grandmasters. Having 4 grandmasters is quite terrifying. Jim asked Theo to consider it carefully and then left. Theo is very conflicted. Which school should he choose after all? Theo received an acceptance letter. He's preparing to go to the school early to familiarize himself with the environment. His parents and Lillian all came to bid Theo farewell, leaving the family reluctant to part. Theo finally boarded the train to Martial Art University. So, which school did Theo choose in the end? Theo, who received the acceptance letter. He couldn't wait to board the train to the martial arts university of his dreams. The train arrived at the station. Theo couldn't help but exclaim, "It's truly the National Business Center. Motu is filled with martial artists. Sun City. Small towns can't compare." At this moment, a railway public security officer approached. Theo was asked to show his ID. He took out his ID. The police officer took out a device and scanned it. It showed that the vital energy is at 199. However, there was no registration as a martial artist. Therefore, freedom of movement is restricted. Theo was stunned. "But I'm not a martial artist." The police officer looked incredulous. Theo said he is a new student at Moto Martial Art University. It's impressive to have such high vital energy as a freshman. So the police officer took Theo to get a temporary martial arts permit. A martial artist is essentially a walking weapon, which is why Motu is being monitored. It's indeed a big city. Under the guidance of the police officer, Theo also successfully obtained his temporary martial arts permit. Outside the martial art university, Theo looked shocked. Is this Moto Martial Art University? It's so big. He looks like he has never seen the world. You are a new student at Moto Martial Art University, right? A young man with green hair and a long knife approached. He said he is suddenly a junior student from the Weapons Academy of Moto Martial Art University, Aiden. Aiden suddenly slashed at him, leaving Theo in a bewildered expression. Theo trembled in fear. What's your name? Not only is the second time bone tempering standing meditation quite impressive, Theo hadn't recovered from the shock yet, subconsciously reported his name. A new student of second time bone tempering. You are in the right place at our Moto Martial Art University. After that, Aiden walked into the school. This guy is very powerful. He could tell at a glance that Theo is practicing the second time bone tempering, not martial arts. It seems that Moto Martial Art University has made the right choice. Aiden is walking in the school. He suddenly scratches his head. The accent of that guy just now sounds so familiar. Where is it from? But he couldn't figure it out after thinking for a while. At this moment, he reached into his pocket, holding a few bottles of bone tempering pills that he had just exchanged. Now he should be able to complete the tempering of his torso bones. By then, he must go and challenge the martial arts club at your martial arts university, not to mention Jim. Theo walked into the school full of anticipation. Just the entrance gate alone is so imposing. I can't even imagine what it's like inside. He followed the instructions on the Moto Martial Art University freshman guide. He arrived at the freshman reception. It was completely different from the majestic school gate. It turned out to be a rundown building. No way. Could he have been deceived? Theo walked into the lobby. A middle-aged woman is reading a book. Theo handed her the admission letter and the martial art permit. The woman verified Theo's identity while complaining. Theo reporting to her a month early increased her workload. Not only is the building here run down, but the service attitude is also very poor. The woman quickly brushed Theo's martial arts permit. Suddenly, her expression changed drastically. Vital energy 199 second time bone tempering martial artist at the peak limit. The woman suddenly stood up. She suddenly smiled at Theo and said, Arrange for him to stay at Moda Martial Art University's hotel immediately. Has her attitude changed too quickly? She asked Theo if he plans to break through as a martial artist. She can now inform the school to arrange for the master to assist. School hasn't started yet. No problem. Strength equals treatment at Martial Art University. Theo is a peak apprentice martial artist in second-time bone tempering. He is definitely considered a genius among the newcomers. If he wants to make a breakthrough, the school will definitely arrange for a master to guard him. Indeed, strength determines treatment. At this moment, the hotel's room division manager, Lee, rushed in with sweat pouring down his head. I'm sorry for keeping you waiting for so long. With a big smile on his face, Lee quickly helped Theo carry the suitcase. Then Lee walked with him towards the outside. A sense of wealth and opulence flashed by. Theo was surprised to have a luxury car pick him up. What a treatment. Arrived at Moda Martial Art University Hotel, Lee took Theo to a luxurious suite. There is even a private gym and an open-plan kitchen inside. What? Everything is actually free. Lee explained that because Theo was on his second bone tempering, his room was better than the others. After saying that, Lee left. He has really become part of the privileged class now. It must feel great. But money is also spent quickly. What to do? In the restaurant of Moda Martial Art University, Theo is worried. Although he has recently completed 3 bone tempering sessions, he has spent a lot of wealth value. With his increase in strength, the demand for wealth value will only grow in the future. This cannot go on. He needs a continuous source of income. There is only one way. Start a company. Although the structure here is different from the world before he was reborn, the overall trend of development remains consistent. The future is inevitably moving towards the trend of the internet. Online shopping and mobile payments are indispensable parts of the future. But all these require a large amount of technology and funds. It is very difficult to implement. And now Theo only has 1.6 million in cash. It's impossible to start an online shopping company. In that case, let's start a courier company. It doesn't require high technology, it's easy to start, and the returns can be substantial. That's right, that's it. But Theo is not familiar with Modu. And he also needs to focus on cultivation. He has to find someone familiar with the situation to manage the company. Suddenly, a loud roar is heard. It turns out that the 2 customers in the restaurant were deliberately causing trouble. They intentionally placed their hair in the food and demanded compensation from the restaurant. Just as Theo was about to stand up to teach them a lesson, Lee, the manager of the guest room department at Moda Martial Art University's hotel, appeared. With just a few words, he made the 2 men flee in embarrassment. Very impressive, Lee. Theo walked over to Lee. Upon seeing Theo, Lee quickly bowed 90 degrees in a formal greeting. Theo said, Lee, although you are not a martial artist, you have been working at Moda Martial Art University's hotel as a manager for quite some years, right? Not too long, exactly 8 years. The recent graduates of Moda Martial Art University hold positions higher than yours, right? Have you ever thought about becoming a martial artist? As long as you become a martial artist, your benefits will be 3 to 4 times better than now. When would that be? In 4 years? 5 years? By that time, you will be in your 30s. Your vital energy will decline. At most, you might reach the first stage, which is not bad. Within 3 years. How about I make you become a martial artist without any cost? Does Lee want to follow me? I didn't expect Jim to be so strong. He single-handedly swept through Moda Martial Art University. He dominated 2 prestigious universities. Just now, following a harsh, grating sound of bones, Theo finally completed the 3rd bone tempering. Vital energy increased by 6. Mental energy increased by 10. Not bad. It cost nearly 2 million wealth value for 1 bone tempering, but it was definitely worth it. In the later stages, the bone tempering speed of the 3rd time will be much faster than the 2nd time. The key is that he achieved something that even Jim couldn't do. Theo wiped away the bloodstains from his body with a towel. Then he smirked. Tomorrow, he can show off in front of the younger female students again when school starts. The next day, after the report_0, the new students flooded into the dormitory area of Moda Martial Art University. The freshman dormitories are divided into 4 districts based on their academic performance. One district is the best, followed by 2 districts, and so on. Theo, amidst the admiring glances of many new students, walked proudly into one district. Upon opening the dormitory door, Theo was surprised_1 to find that it was more accurate to describe this place as a high-end luxury apartment rather than a student dormitory. Although Theo had enjoyed a month of privileges at the Moda Martial Art University guest house, he couldn't help but marvel once again at the university's immense financial power_1. Suddenly, there was a knocking at the door from outside. Theo opened the door and took a look. "Hello. I am Cameron, who lives across from you. It's bad enough that you are so handsome, but now you're also ahead of me in the rankings. Are you trying to make me lose the will to live?" Theo also politely introduced himself. Cameron was taken aback. "Hey bro, your accent sounds familiar. Oh, you're from Southern River. You must know Jim then. He was my senior in high school. Do you know him too?" Cameron instantly admiringly exclaimed. "He is the standard-bearer of the new generation of martial artists. Last year, he single-handedly swept the students of the first stage at Moda Martial Art University." Theo was shocked. Just a few days ago, he caused a scene at Cameron's hometown in Jidu. On his first day in Jidu, he kicked down 8 martial arts training centers in one go. Theo looked unbelieving. Those martial art halls all have martial artists in charge. After saying that, Cameron left. Theo couldn't help but burst out with emotional vital energy. It turns out that Jim is so powerful. It seems like he needs to work harder. Cameron, who walked out of the room, frowned. Could exploding with such strong vital energy upon hearing about Jim's matter be a result of second-time bone tempering? Possibly even stronger. Have you ever seen such a school? Students have to compete to choose their majors. Just now, all freshmen of Moda Martial Art University have gathered at the entrance of the Training and Practice Center. The noise rose and fell intermittently. The hosting teacher is sweating profusely. No one is listening at all. At this moment, a blond man stepped forward. "You kids, stand properly." His voice spread out as a terrifying vital energy pressure instantly filled the entire venue. Numerous students knelt to the ground, unable to withstand the pressure. Theo and the other 2 were also trembling. He turned out to be Wyatt, the dean of Moda Martial Art University Weapons Academy. "That's a real grandmaster," Wyatt said. "I am the host of this new student academy. The Training and Practice Center in front of you is the venue for today's school division. The first floor represents the School of Political Studies and Humanities. The second floor represents the School of Manufacturing Techniques for Elixir Pills and Weapons. The third floor represents the Tactical Guidance Academy for Military Strategies. The fourth floor represents the Weapons Academy, focusing on practical combat. All staff members are to enter the building in 5 minutes. You may proceed to the academy floor you wish to visit. 1 hour later. The floors will be locked. Stay on the floor that you are on, as it corresponds to the academy of your choice." Many freshmen began to discuss. "This is too simple, isn't it? Can't they just divide us directly? Why make it so complicated?" A wicked smile crept across Wyatt's face. "However, each floor cannot exceed 400 people. In case of exceeding the number of people, all students on this floor collectively deducted 30 credits. Just a reminder, the basic credit for freshmen is 50 points. 1 credit is equivalent to 30,000 cash. 3 credits can be exchanged for 1 regular vital energy pill at school." The freshmen finally started to become excited. Is the first day of school so stimulating? Theo also looked surprised. The assessment at Moda Martial Art University is indeed not that simple. At this time, Cameron suddenly stopped Theo and asked if he wanted to team up to do something. The college's freshman orientation officially begins. Theo was trying to attract the attention of the masters. He was talking big. No need to bother. Let's all go together, it just happened. Lee said to Theo. Weapons Academy has the most resources and the best faculty. There will definitely be many people rushing to the 4th floor, but with him and Theo working together. Rushing to the 4th floor is a sure thing. But this doesn't mean they can get good guidance from a master. What do you mean? Theo frowned. All masters will observe the process of new students sorting into academies. They will choose their preferred students. So they both must stand out in the sorting process. They need to attract the attention of the masters. Theo fell into contemplation. Before that, Jim also mentioned that choosing a good master is very important. So if he can attract the attention of all masters, then master will let him choose. This must cooperate. At this moment, Wyatt speaks. The president of Martial Art University once said, "A true martial artist is to fight and snatch _1. Now let's start enjoying the first lesson of becoming a martial artist _1. The whole venue fell silent. Suddenly, all the freshmen ran towards the building. A big fight is about to break out _1. Watch inside the hall. One master said, "The physique of this year's freshmen is pretty good." Wyatt snorted. "You all, who enjoy a peaceful life all day, know nothing," one master said helplessly. "They are just young kids with some vital energy. Everyone has been through this. Why be so harsh?" Wyatt's face darkened. He said sternly, "The underground cave is becoming more and more dangerous now. Batches of elite warriors are dying on the front lines. New recruits of this level are simply not enough. The masters dare not say more. Countless newcomers are charging towards the 4th floor." Suddenly, a newcomer was kicked and sent flying, crashing heavily into the wall. It turned out to be a first-stage martial artist. This is unacceptable. Damn guy. There are not even enough people on the 4th floor. We are all classmates. Don't go too far. Not having 140 vital energy is not qualified to be on the 4th floor. What should we do? This guy's vital energy is much higher than ours. Just then, Theo rushed up the stairs at lightning speed. The boy blocking the way hadn't reacted yet, and he was kicked in the face by Theo. He passed out directly. The freshman below looked surprised. He's really stealing the show. Theo slowly stood up and said proudly, "Before I came to Modem Martial Art University, everyone said that this place gathered geniuses. So, I gave up the $1 million reward from Martial Art University and chose to come here. I didn't expect the students here to be so weak. Modem Martial Art University is far from deserving the title of a prestigious school." All the masters were shocked. This kid is too arrogant, isn't he? Wyatt was furious. All new students, listen up. The person who defeats this arrogant guy will receive a reward of 50 credits. Instantly, all new students walked towards Theo with excitement in their eyes. This is a bit different from what I imagined. He just wanted to catch the master's attention at first. How far can a person be arrogant? Just now, Theo openly disrespected Modem Martial Art University in order to attract the attention of the masters. As a result, he attracted a collective attack from all the freshmen. Lee saw the situation and panicked. Theo's face revealed a strange smile. "What do you think? Should I fight them, or should I let them gang up on me?" Didn't expect Lee to be ruthless too. Ganging up on one person is no skill. Let's take them both on. Even if we lose, it's not embarrassing. Theo chuckled and then said loudly _0. Defeating me rewards 50 credits _2. What if I defeat them? After a moment of silence, Wyatt's voice came over the broadcast. Non-martial artist 1 point. Martial artist 5 points _1. Theo fist bumped. The dean is indeed stingy. But this is better than nothing. Let's go then. The show is starting now. With a bang, Theo kicked a new student away. Before he could relax, a fist suddenly struck from the side. Theo dodged to the side, grabbing the opponent's arm with his right hand. He gathered the power of vital energy in his left hand. He delivered an uppercut punch. The newcomer was sent flying several meters away in an instant. But Theo was also panting heavily at this time. The consumption of vital energy in fighting 100 opponents is really too great. At this moment, a person suddenly rushed towards Theo. He blinked and appeared in front of Theo. Theo was surprised. Such a fast speed. It turned out to be Luke, the top student in the new intake. He is a martial artist who is undergoing bone tempering for the second time. Theo took a hard punch to the chin. But he didn't fall down. Standing meditation really paid off. At this moment, a girl with purple hair suddenly leaped up. She jumped directly above Theo's head. _0, I accept the 50 points. _1. What a blind kick. He is taking too much advantage. Just now. Theo hit Luke with an uppercut just now. Before he could recover. Second time bone tempering's first stage martial artist Mary has already held the sword with both hands. She jumped above his head. And at this moment, Theo's physical strength could no longer keep up with the reaction. He quickly focused on mental energy. He spent 100,000 wealth value to replenish 100 points of vital energy. At the critical moment, he dodged the sword slash by Mary by a hair's breadth. Fortunately, he has a system. However, he still needs to spend his wealth value carefully. Mary was surprised. How did this guy's vital energy suddenly recover? Before she could react, Theo had already kicked her in the face. Mary flew backward instantly, knocking down the students behind her. Do you understand? Treasure and cherish beauty. He actually kicked her in the face when he saw his girlfriend getting beaten up. Claire also rushed towards Theo. She came up behind Theo and threw a punch. Theo stooped to dodge it. He counterattacked with a punch. Claire fell heavily to the floor on her back. This guy must have cheated. His vital energy hasn't dropped after fighting for so long. You got it. Unfortunately, there is no reward. Theo yelled at Cameron, telling him not to waste vital energy by fighting martial artists head-on. There are so many non-martial artists around. Take them out one by one. I know this, of course. But there are too many people. Vital energy can't recover it all. In the meantime, Cameron got punched again. The limelight is being grabbed in a very embarrassing way. Countless people fell around Theo. Cameron was chased and ran all over the place. Another second-time bone-tempering martial artist rushed towards Theo. Theo swung backhanded, then tried to receive the attack this time. The air suddenly became quiet. Cece's face instantly turned red. Theo quickly withdrew his hand. Embarrassed and angry, Cece kicked out. Theo quickly grabbed hold of a nearby male student. It's not related to me at all. Theo chuckled awkwardly. Fists and feet don't have eyes. At this moment, Luke suddenly shouted, Mary and Claire, each take a team and attack Theo in turns. Cece and Jackson take a team to distract Cameron. Oh no! I just took the elixir pill vital energy and haven't recovered yet. Theo. Help! I can't free my hands. Best of luck to you. Hello. Oh no! Cameron fell to his knees, clutching his head with both hands. Don't slap me in the face. Several students from other floors ran over to join in the fun. This is too intense, resolving the people around. Theo breathed a sigh of relief heavily. It unexpectedly took so much wealth value. Theo looked up and saw the students coming to join in. A wicked smile appeared on his face. There are even those who came to give points. He walked slowly towards the group. Don't come over here. We are not from the 4th floor. The dean didn't say that people from other floors couldn't join in the fight. Since we're all here, you guys should stay then. The orientation for new students is finally over, and the trainees are gradually leaving the training and practice center. But they all look disheveled. Theo also walked out carrying Cameron. Goodness. This is really too miserable. Cameron suddenly shouted loudly. Let's pick one from 1,000 miles away. Defeat is honorable. Stop it. We've all been beaten like this. Just be quiet. Cameron refuses to accept it. You are lucky. You haven't been hurt much. Theo is just showing off. Because I am very strong. The Child King is powerful. He's just the Child King after all. A voice filled with terrifying pressure suddenly came from behind. Theo and the others were instantly frightened. It turned out to be Dean Wyatt of Weapons Academy. A female master was introducing the upcoming schedule to Wyatt. The newcomers quickly made way when they saw Wyatt approaching. Is this the imposing aura of a grandmaster? Indeed terrifying. But there will always be a day. I will be stronger than him. At this moment, Wyatt's voice came over the radio. Let the freshmen go to the corresponding playground to choose a master. Theo said. Why didn't they mention our credits? Probably the dean thinks it's embarrassing. The conversation wasn't finished when a red-haired master approached. Credits will be assigned after allocation at the college and distributed uniformly to you both. Such trivial matters don't require a grandmaster like the dean to handle them. Cameron quickly pressed down on Theo's head. He said loudly, Master, we were wrong. Theo was taken aback. What's going on, Cameron? He asked. Cameron explained. This man is Leo, a 6th-stage pinnacle expert who claims to be the #1 person below the dean. It's not a good idea to offend him. Your performance in the inter-college competition was good this time. Theo thought Leo was praising him and raised his head happily. But the next second, he was dumbfounded. Praised the wrong person, didn't he? Leo said with a pleased expression. Facing the siege of many students, you still fight without retreating. You do have some of the Moda martial art university style. Theo is so clueless. He clearly has no intention of backing down. He simply can't back out, right? Is this master blind? Cameron Leo praised Theo, and then turned to look at Theo. He said disdainfully, I hate students who are too slick. Theo tried hard to control the anger in his heart. Without paying any attention to Theo, Leo turned around and left after finishing speaking. Cameron can go directly to Master when choosing later. Cameron quickly comforted Theo and asked him not to be angry. He said Leo is known for his recklessness. Theo said through gritted teeth, I will definitely make him regret it.